Good morning, dear boys and girls. Welcome once again to our video class after our FA2 exams. Now today what's the date? Now the date is 8th of March 2021. Now what's the occasion? I think all of you know that when you were in the school, you used to wish all the teachers Happy Women's Day. Okay, so I wish all of you, all your mothers and your sisters a Happy Women's Day. Now let's see the thought for the day. Now what's the thought? Every person is a book, each year a chapter. What does it mean? That means we are writing a book of our life. When you write a book of your life, we like always stories which we read. The story should be having a happy ending. We don't like sad endings, or we don't like a very disastrous ending or a horror ending. So we like to read such books. Then why can't we write our stories a happy ending story of our life? So are you writing your story? Every year they say every person is a book. That means my life is a book. And every year I add a chapter to my life. Each year a chapter. That means I am writing, if I am going to live 50 years, I am going to write 50 chapters of my life. Maybe I may not write 50 years. If I am 50, at least for the 10 to 12 years, we may not know much about our lives. But at least after 13, 14, we really know we are starting to live. Definitely you are going to write at least more than 33 decades of your story. That means we are creating our life in the form of a book. Each chapter better than the previous chapter. So hope this proverb helps us to make our life, or we have very good memories of our life which we live. Okay, with this thought, let's start our unit. Today this is our last unit that we are going to learn. But the 7th and 8th unit, I said, we will be taking the grammar classes from that. Okay, grammar only the vocabulary, and grammar we shall do from the next because they are delivered by the government syllabus. So in the first, from the A reading, we already finished in the last video our face sheet. Okay, so now we are going to see A reading for segment 1, hero. Now we are starting the segment from pages 86 and 86 is our face sheet, 87 and 88. So our A reading segment 1 is pages 87 and 88. Now, I shall read the segment for you, and after that we shall discuss some of the, what is the segment 1 telling us about, or who is it talking about. Okay, so now I shall read. If you have your book, please follow. Taking your book, you follow the lesson or the story. The story is about a hero. Father was sitting under the hall lamp and reading the newspaper. He looked over the newspaper and said, "Swami, listen to this. News has been received about the bravery of a village lad who was returning home by the jungle path. While he was in the middle of the jungle, he came face to face with a tiger. The newspaper gave a detailed account of the boy's fight with the tiger. It also described how the boy flew up a tree where he stayed half a day. At last, some people came that way and killed the tiger." After reading it through, Father looked at Swami fixedly and asked, "What do you say to that?" "I think you must have been a very strong and a grown-up person, not a boy at all," said Swami. "How could a boy fight a tiger?" "You think you know better than the newspaper?" Father said crossly. "A man may have the strength of an elephant and yet be a coward. Another may be a mere skeleton, but if he has real courage, he can do anything. Courage is everything. Strength and age don't matter much." "How can that be?" said Swami. "Suppose I had a lot of courage, but what could I do if a tiger attacked me?" "Can you prove you have courage?" said Father with a scowl. "Let me see if you can sleep alone tonight in my office room. Swami had always slept beside his granny in the porch. The two always had their beds side by side. Any change in this arrangement kept him trembling and awake all night. He hoped at first that father was only joking. He tried to change the topic by saying, "Father, our captain says we shall have some elders also in our cricket club. He has asked me to tell you, we'll see about that later." Father cut in. "Hereafter, you must sleep alone. From the first of next month, I'll sleep alone," Swami said very humbly, trying to please his father. "No, you must do it right from today," father said sternly. "Sleeping beside granny or mother like a baby is disgraceful. You are now in the 5th standard, and I don't like the way you are being brought up." Father lifted the newspaper to his face and started reading it again. Swami rose quietly from his place and tiptoed to his bed in the porch. Granny was sitting in her bed, and she said, "Boy, are you already feeling sleepy today? Don't you want to hear a story?" Swami made no reply. He threw himself on the bed and pulled the blanket over his face. "Don't cover your face," said Granny. "Are you really so sleepy?" Swami uncovered his face a little and whispered, Please, Granny, don't talk to me, and don't let anyone disturb me, even if the house is on fire. I shall perhaps die if I don't sleep at once." Then he turned over and curled under the blanket. He started snoring, but soon found his blanket pulled away. Father was standing over him. "Get up, Swami," father commanded. He looked like a ghost in the semi-darkness of the porch. Swami stirred and groaned as if in sleep. "Get up, Swami," said father a second time. "Why do you disturb him?" Granny pleaded. "Get up, Swami," said father for the third time, and Swami got up. Father rolled up his bed, took it under his arm and said, "Come with me." Swami looked at Granny, hesitated for a moment, and then followed his father into the office room. "Let me sleep in the hall, father," Swami pleaded. "Your office room is very dusty and there may be scorpions behind your law books." "There are no scorpions, boy. You can sleep on the bench if you like." "Can I have a lamp burning in the room?" "No, you must learn to be brave. You must not be afraid of darkness. It is only a question of habit." "Will you at least leave the door open?" Swami said very humbly. "All right," said father, "but promise you won't roll up your bed and go to your granny's side at night. If you do it, I'll tell your teacher and make you the laughing stock of the whole school." Now this is the segment 1. Now whose story it is? I think in the face sheet, I had just told you a small thing about this short story about who Swami exactly was. Now this Swami story is about a schoolboy, village schoolboy, okay? Now in the olden days, village schools were very different from what you find nowadays in the government schools. And Swami's father was an advocate. How do you think you must be an advocate or a lawyer? You must be, he said, "Sleep in my room." And he said, there may be scorpions behind your law books. So his father used to treat Swami as a big boy. But he was very much pampered. Pampered means what? Fussed, loved. Many a times mother and grannies, especially grandparents are there, grandchildren get lot of advantage. They don't allow their father or mother to scold them. So Swami also was the same. His mother and grandmother used to pamper him and pet him and never allow him to do anything. Any mistake he does also they used to cover up from their father. But father wanted him to be a grown-up boy, grow up bravely and courageously. So any such incidences take place, his father used to narrate to him and relate it to him. Now here is the story that his father read, the incident that took place in the village where a young boy or a small boy like him was attacked by a tiger, and how he escaped from the tiger and how the people afterwards came and saved him. When this story was told, father very particularly wanted to tell Swami, but Swami was very angry listening to the story. What was his reaction? He immediately tells his father, that must not be a small boy. He is really a very grown-up person. How can a small child fight a tiger? Okay, and heart of heart he was wishing the tiger should have killed him and eaten him, or the tiger should have done something to him, because his father was going to do something to him now. What was he going to do? Yes, the incident happens next. So R.K. Narayan, the author of the book, very beautifully narrates every day, our everyday's work in a very beautiful story order. So Swami is very angry with his father for asking him to be brave, and tells him that courage. So he says he may be a big boy or he may be a strong boy or so many things. So father just relates, he says you can be very grown up or you can be a skeleton also. But if you have courage, you can definitely do anything. And so Swami does not tell his father that he is not brave. He says, I am brave. Who said I am not brave? So his father immediately puts the first test to him. And what's the test? He knows that Swami sleeps every day with his granny in the front veranda. Posh is nothing but the veranda in front of their house. So Swami and his grandmother used to sleep there. And grandmother used to tell him lots of stories, especially. I think you too must be hearing stories. And especially children love stories about ghosts. Okay, so grandparents always add up some things, and they make stories about ghosts and spirits and all, and narrate to the children. And then it used to happen with Swami also. So when his father set him to sleep alone, now he remembers the night, sometimes in case his grandmother goes somewhere and he's to sleep alone, he wouldn't sleep the whole night. He used to be shivering with fear. And now his father wants him to sleep alone, even though the granny means grandmother is in the house. It was a challenge for him. And so he could not refuse his father, because his father was very strict. So he wants to change the topic. How did he change his topic? He tells his father, my sir met and he said there is a cricket match and elders also can join it. His father understood that Swami wanted to escape the question of sleeping alone, the bet of sleeping alone. So his father says, now don't change the topic. Come back, you are going to sleep tonight alone to show that you are really brave. And what does Swami say? Not today. Next month, first onwards I will try to sleep. But father knows that if first comes it will be not happening. So he says, no, today itself you have to sleep. So slowly when his father got busy reading the paper, he walks out of the house and goes to his sleep. His grandmother is already sitting on the bed, and he goes, covers himself and sleeps. And when his grandmother asks, you don't want to listen to any stories? Are you so sleepy? It is so early. It's not very late in the night that you are sleepy. So he says, don't tell me anything. Just let me sleep. Even if the house is on fire, not that anyone burns the house. That's a saying. It's an idiom. What's the meaning? The house on the fire means, even if really the house is on fire, please don't wake me up. Let me sleep. So he wanted to escape. How he wanted to escape? Suppose he sleeps before his father notices, then he will allow him to sleep there with his grandmother. Suppose his father comes early and finds him not asleep, he will ask or take him to sleep in his office room. Grandmother did not know what was that reason he was sleeping. So he just covers himself, closes himself under the blanket and pretends to sleep by snoring.